This is Nightline.
Tonight, the Kim Kardashian heist. The trial of the accused thieves beginning in a Paris courtroom 9 years after the robbery that shocked the world.
This group of robbers has come to be known as the Grandpa Robbers because of their age.
Millions of dollars in jewelry allegedly stolen, including a $4.5 million diamond ring. Authorities saying the reality star was bound and thrown into a bathtub, opening up about the terrifying ordeal to David Letterman.
He grabbed me and pulled me towards him, but I wasn't wearing anything underneath. So I was like, okay, this is like the time I'm gonna get raped, like just deal.
When she's expected to take the stand. Plus, the shocking prank on Shedeur Sanders, the University of Colorado football star waiting for his NFL draft call, but it was intercepted.
Hey, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
What we're learning tonight about the false start. And fashion phenoms, the styling duo behind what not to wear.
You are a grown woman. You are not a teenage boy.
Reunited.
You really can be wearing whatever the F you want if you have the guts to do it.
Once estranged, the pair now opening up about their years-long rift.
What happened and how did you heal it?
Plus, Beyoncé kicking off her Cowboy Carter tour.
This ain't Texas.
Celebrating the success of the multi-Grammy-winning album and its massive hit, Texas Hold'em.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Thanks for joining us. Tonight, the trial now underway in Paris of the accused thieves in the shocking robbery of Kim Kardashian. The reality superstar in Paris for 2016's Fashion Week was robbed, terrorized, fearing for her life. 9 years later, hoping for what she calls justice. It's the trial nearly 9 years in the making. Today, a jury selected in the high-profile, high-stakes case of 10 defendants, 9 men and 1 woman, alleged to be behind the robbery and kidnapping of Kim Kardashian.
Why has it taken nearly a decade? Who knows? At least 1 defendant died in the ensuing years. This group has come to be known as the Grandpa Robbers, the Granddad Robbers, because of their age. That's not to say these were benign individuals. This was brazen, this was violent, and especially for Kim Kardashian, it was scary.
The star allegedly bound, gagged, and thrown in a bathtub, while thieves reportedly made off with an estimated $8 to $10 million worth of Kardashian's jewelry during Paris Fashion Week in October 2016.
This was Kim Kardashian at Paris Fashion Week, so one of the most famous people in the world at one of the most famous events in the world. This was a huge deal.
The heist shocked the world. Kardashian, then married to Kanye West, was heavily photographed throughout her time in Paris. The reality star documenting her expensive jewelry and lavish trip on social media. Kardashian posting this Snapchat from her private, exclusive luxury rental apartment just hours before the alleged heist. After 2 a.m. on October 3rd, masked men allegedly entered the building and went into Kardashian's apartment. Authorities say they tied her up, put duct tape around her head, plastic cable ties around her wrists, and locked her in the bathroom.
They got away with Cartier bracelets, Rolex watches, golden grills for her teeth, and, as she had been showing off, the $4 million engagement ring from Kanye West.
It was one of the biggest heists in the history of the City of Lights. The thieves then seen on this security footage obtained by French news outlet M6 Info, making their getaway on bikes.
I remember people not believing Kim Kardashian. People, I think, were skeptical of her and her fame or her celebrity or reality television, whatever it was. But this actually happened.
Kim Kardashian has on occasion opened up about her harrowing ordeal. First, on her show Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2017.
I'm like, are we going to die? Are they going to kill us? And I was just like crying and like, tell them I have babies.
And years later, on My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman.
I was like, okay, this is like the time I'm gonna get raped, like just deal.
Now, Kim Kardashian will fly to Paris next month to share her testimony as the trial's star witness.
We're told she's eager to testify. We'll see what comes out at trial, but for Kim Kardashian, this is her moment.
And we turn now to the prank heard round the country. Colorado football star Shedeur Sanders, the son of legendary NFL star Deion Sanders, was expected to be a first-round draft pick. Round after round passed, though, with no call, until finally his phone rang. But what happened next was worthy of a yellow flag. Here's Nightline's Ashin Singh.
We can sit here and pontificate about Shedeur Sanders.
Greater the talent, the greater the tolerance.
After a weekend of football highs and lows, everybody, it seems, was Monday morning quarterbacking.
There is no one, I repeat, no one, that looked at Shedeur Sanders and even had him less than the third best quarterback in the draft.
And the topic top of mind? Shedeur Sanders, the superstar son of football legend primetime Deion Sanders, waiting all weekend to get the call that he had been drafted by an NFL team. A moment streamed on his family's YouTube channel, Well Off Media.
The Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders.
But today, a lot of the talk is not about that call, but this one.
It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
A prankster getting a hold of the NFL hopeful's phone number and calling him and creating havoc.
He said you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Nobody got that number but coaches, strictly for that reason.
The call wasn't a coach or anyone from an NFL team.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
Instead, it was these young men seen in this video circulating on social media, impersonating New Orleans Saints general manager Mickey Loomis.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Oh my God, he's funny.
What was your reaction when you saw that Shedeur Sanders had actually been prank called?
It's unfortunate that people don't have the kind of respect for the amount of work that these young men put in, the emotional roller coaster that they can go through, especially in a situation like his.
The prank was tied to the son of the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, one of the teams in the draft. The Falcons releasing a statement saying, Jax Ulbrich, the 21-year-old son of defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich, found the number and was responsible for the call. That video showing Ulbrich and a friend making the call. Ulbrich apologizing to Shedeur on Instagram, writing, "I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish."
Jeff Ulbrich's son released a statement saying that it was selfish and childish. What do you make of that reaction? And do you think an apology is enough?
No, I mean, really, to be honest with you, I don't really care about him saying it's selfish and childish. And for you to not have any respect for that process and then just chalk it up to it's selfish and unchildish, this kind of speaks to how tone deaf and kind of insensitive you really are.
Sanders says he's trying to put the whole thing behind him in his first conference call with the Cleveland Browns.
This is what it is. I think of course the dude was childish. Of course I feel like it was a childish act, but everybody do childish things here and there.
Given the virality of that moment, how do you think he handled the prank?
Quite honestly, I think he handled it pretty well because it would have been very easy for him to fly off the handle and blame this person, blame that person, blame this person. He didn't do any of that.
Shedeur Sanders was one of the most talked about stories coming into the NFL draft. The phenom quarterback for the University of Colorado, only eclipsed by the legend and presence of his father, Deion, one of the greatest NFL players ever, and his coach since high school.
You can't really talk about Shedeur Sanders and his career without talking about his dad, Deion Sanders, primetime. And what's just the relationship been like?
And he has always been there for every step of the way for his kids. I think that is kind of like the kind of role Deion has taken on since he left the game.
Travis Hunter.
Coming into the draft, Shedeur was expected to be one of the top players chosen. And then one after another, players heard their names and got their big moment. But not Shedeur.
What did you make of the slide that he took from round after round? Were you surprised?
I'm shocked that it went all the way to the 5th round. This wasn't about, well, we just don't think the player's that good. Because if you don't think the player's that good, I think you're being disingenuous.
For Shedeur, his play on the field was considered strong enough to warrant a higher pick. And off the field, thanks to NIL, he's been a branding wonderkid, striking deals with the likes of Nike, Gatorade, and Google.
The Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders.
Ultimately, Shedeur got his moment, being selected by the Cleveland Browns in the 5th round.
He's the biggest story in sports right now. He has more than a shot to really have this become one of the best stories of perseverance and overcoming that we've ever seen.
Our thanks to Ashin. And when we come back, they were the snark-heavy duo behind What Not to Wear. Now, Clinton Kelly and Stacey London have done a 180 and tell their clients, if you feel good, you look good. Welcome back. You know, Clinton Kelly and Stacey London are known for their tight friendship, their wit, and their impeccable fashion sense. They found fame by offering sometimes snarky fashion policing in What Not to Wear. But now they've come to a kinder, gentler place to launch a brand new show and took me on as a test client. All right, ta-da!
Oh, hello, gorgeous. Love it.
Okay,
Do you really?
This
You really
is
like
the dress.
Fashion stylist Stacey London and Clinton Kelly are back, doing what they do best.
Oh my God, I am so excited, Clinton. We finally get to make over the makeover show.
I mean, if you loved What Not to Wear, you're going to love Wear Whatever the F You Want.
And we really had a good time
We
making
did.
it. I think our clients really learned something and felt something, especially felt seen by us.
My fantasy style is punk rock god.
Eclectic bohemian artist.
This is the fantasy.
The pair bringing their signature fashion guidance to a new audience with a new twist.
We're living in a day and age where the rules have gone out the window, and you really can be wearing whatever the F you want if you have the guts to do it.
We needed a show that reflects our evolution and our evolution when it comes to fashion philosophy.
The dynamic duo reuniting for their new Prime Video show, Wear Whatever the F You Want, after a dozen years apart and having vowed not to do it again.
Hi, guys.
Oh, hello.
Today is all about bringing your fantasy look to life. This is new territory. This freedom of expression without rules is really important for us to get right for you.
Somebody said, I wish you'd bring What Not to Wear back. And I said, any style show that I would host right now would have to be called Wear Whatever the you want. Because that's what you should be doing. And that's what I want to encourage people to do.
And then you were like, wait a minute.
I was like,
Wait a minute, that's a good idea.
It's like, I wonder if Stacey would do the show with me.
We wanted the show to reflect that we understand that people themselves have hopes and dreams and wishes about what they could look like, and we just want to help them get there.
They're still using fashion to help transform people, both inside and out. Just don't call the show a reboot.
A lot of people, they're like, oh, you know, Stacey and Clinton are back. We're not doing the same thing. I mean, like, we did What Not to Wear together. This swings the pendulum the other way.
Their original makeover show, What Not to Wear, aired for a decade on TLC in the mid-aughts.
We'll be meeting a flight attendant whose off-duty style looks like she's the president of the Mile High Club.
Tell me what the tone was back in the day.
Today it was, we know better than you, and we're going to tell you what to wear because we're smarter and we have more experience.
Well,
in
we're
this.
experts.
And we have more style.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a lot of, giving people rules and critiquing them. There was a lot of snark, and that was part of the humor and the format of that show. It was good TV. People liked it, right? So
And people still come up to us about that show that ended 12 years ago. It ended 12 years ago. It was sort of like a cultural linchpin in a way.
Stacey is a once hard-charging Vogue editor and now fashion designer with a line on QVC. Clinton is a former fashion editor, author, and Emmy-winning co-host of The Chew.
There's a lot of great scenes from What Not to Wear. And you were helping people.
There were some people who really wanted the help, and they were exciting to work with. But there were plenty of people on What Not to Wear who did not want the help because they were nominated by their friends and family. We're like, hey, it's Stacey and Clinton. Everybody you know and love thinks you look like crap. But come with us, we'll fix that.
Exactly. It was a little bit of an ambush show.
Their new show turns that notion on its head, with Stacey and Clinton guiding willing clients through styling sessions that almost seem like therapy.
One of the things that we thought would be really important was for you to pay attention to how you feel in this outfit. This is an opportunity for you to test run the clothes and see how you feel in them.
I mean, our clothes are very often an outward expression of our inner goings-on, right? And that's unfortunate, right? But you can actually affect change from the outside.
There are a lot of people who don't want to dress, don't want to be seen because they're hiding.
You have to accept what you don't like about your body before you can dress it well.
Their popular makeover show had legions of fans, but could often seem biting.
Do you ever regret some things that you said?
I really think that we were both hired because we could be snarky,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that was kind of part of the job. And I used to think the reason I can be so snarky is because I'm so mean to myself.
Where my snark came from was being hurt as a teenager. I was like, all right, if this one's going to say something about me being a little gay kid, I'm going to hurt you by saying something about your outfit or your hair.
But the duo say the stresses of filming that show also took a toll on their friendship.
What happened and how did you heal it?
I wrote a book about my honest what not to wear experience. I talked about many things, one of them being my instantaneous chemistry with Stacey. But I also said that, you know, over the course of 10 years, we had a love-hate relationship because we did.
All I saw was the clickbait. Clinton Kelly hates Stacey London, and I was like, what?
I know. That's not what I wrote. I should have called Stacey and said, hey, you know, they're taking this quote out of context, just so you know.
The bottom line is there were some real hurt feelings.
Oh, yeah.
And how did you fix it?
I mean, you got to talk. You have to communicate. If you've got a friend.
But that takes courage.
I think it took courage on both our parts. I really do.
Now back together, I couldn't help but tap into their style expertise as I prepared for the upcoming White House Correspondents' Dinner.
All right. I'm even into this whole kind of ruffle situation that
it's nice,
dangles.
Right? And it's like a peacock fabric. I love it.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Really, really beautiful.
I'm glad you approved. That makes me whoo.
Now, what shoe are you doing here?
I'm not sure. That's why I brought two options. We have this one.
Okay.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
The princess one.
I'm impressed with your balance. Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Or this one. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Okay, well, I would say, you know, the platform is going to give you a little ease, right,
Yeah,
with the height, but that sparkle shoot, just, I mean, I love it
really
so much.
It really is beautiful. So what do I do with my hair?
Okay, so are up or down? What do you normally do?
I normally wear it down, but I think for this dress, maybe
up.
Especially
Okay.
at least if it's behind the ear on the left side.
Because we want an ear.
Okay, so I could
I mean, it's begging
this,
for an ear.
right?
Yeah.
That's enough, or do I do the full stitch?
But if you do the full stitch, little tendrils.
Well,
One
let's
and
play
one?
earring game.
Okay.
Earring.
We'll start with these two.
Okay, this is a good one. I feel like I'm playing Barbie dress up. These are like such cheap earrings.
I know, but that doesn't matter.
Nobody's gonna know.
Yeah, the blue looks fantastic,
It
and
does.
also it's not cheap; it's inexpensive.
Juju, you look amazing.
You look gorgeous, and that tendril. Still can't get over the tendril reveal.
It just popped into place.
out.
That doesn't happen.
All right, guys, final outfit.
Oh,
Thank you.
With the style confidence they shared with me, I took to the red carpet. Even Women's Wear Daily and People magazine gave their blessing, thanks to the fashion friends who are reunited and re-energized.
I also get the sense that your friendship is stronger than ever.
Oh my God.
oh my God, so much more.
That was hilarious. We didn't even plan that.
You guys really are separated at birth.
Hashtag twinning. You can watch Wear Whatever the F You Want on Amazon Prime Video. When we come back, Texas Hold'em blew the airwaves wide open for Beyoncé's country album. We're there as the Cowboy Carter Tour kicks off tonight in LA. And finally tonight, Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter Tour opens in LA. The anticipation sky high tonight before Queen Bee took the stage, celebrating the success of the multi-Grammy-winning album and its massive hit, Texas Hold'em. This certainly ain't Texas. And that's Nightline for tonight. You can watch all of our full episodes on Hulu. We'll see you right back here, same time tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.